Hello everybody. As you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to show you 3 watches that I purchased from AliExpress for $1.99 a piece. And before we get started with that, let's do a quick wrist check. Today I'm wearing my Casio Duro. I've got a NATO strap on it, and it's just kind of a weekend beater type watch for me. I bought this off of eBay, and you might be able to tell that the bezel ring is not the one that comes on the Casio Duro. I have pulled this off of a different watch and modified it to fit, because this watch did not have one when I got it in a lot off of eBay. So, with the wrist check out of the way, let's dig in. So I purchased these, like I said, off of AliExpress. They were $1.99 each. And if you've ever used the AliExpress app, you know that there are pop-ups when you open the app that will say, hey, check out these items, 3 for $1.99 a piece, or something like that. This is a similar screen to what I'm talking about. I'll post it up here at the top. But you get to scroll and scroll and scroll. Well, I found 3 watches that at the time were $1.99 each and included free shipping. So today we're going to take a look at them. I've never actually used these, but the last one is kind of cool and reminds me of another watch, except that it has better features. We'll do a little comparison towards the end of the video, so stick around for that. The first watch in our bundle here is the Lian DU. There's not really much information on here, and unfortunately I lost the packaging for it, but it's a very, very simple, it looks to be a chronograph, but none of the dials are real. Got the stopper here still on it. Yeah. The quartz movement, obviously. The hands seem to move pretty decently. Doesn't feel like there's a terrible amount of play. There is a second click to change the date. And it's kind of tricky to get to, honestly. There we go. Just a very simple watch. Again, a fake, I guess, chronograph there. These buttons do absolutely nothing, nor do they spin out. Plastic for the crystal, and what I could only guess to be like a faux leather, possibly. It's not a terrible looking strap, and it looks like it would be kind of strong. This feels kind of almost like a synthetic leather or rubber. But not really much to it. It's probably just a really, really cheap movement in here. But, you know, if it was something you wanted to give to a child who wanted a big watch, or an adult who just needed to tell the time, this wouldn't be a bad option. And definitely not for $1.99. So our second watch in our bundle here, get it open, is from, there we go. Our second watch here is a Geneva. Again, there's no other information on here. On the back, all of these have snap-on backs. This is a very, very simple movement. As a matter of fact, there's a little bit more play in the minute hand on this than we had on the other. Let's see if that, to me, feels like a little more solid than this. But again, a quartz movement. Similar feel on the back of these straps, but you get a dressier, cleaner feel on this watch. Now, for $1.99, not terrible. This is something you could wear to, I don't know, a not so fancy dinner or a barbecue or, to paint a house. I personally wouldn't wear this, but I've heard from you guys that there are those of you who like to collect watches from AliExpress like this. And if you do, let me know in the comments below. But what you guys think of these? This was a first for me. I've had these for quite some time. I'm just not, a big fan of the terribly cheap looking watches. Again, we've got a plastic crystal here. So there's your first one, which is the Lian DU, which is, I guess, stands for something. And then the Geneva. Both quartz, both have no information on the back, both have what look to be faux leather straps, both not terribly bad looking. And now for this one. And now for our final watch. You can already tell from the packaging this looks sort of familiar. This is a sports watch, waterproof cold light is what it says on here. This is the only one I think that actually had any kind of instructions in the box or in the bag. So you have a similar look to the Casio AE 1200. Almost the exact same layout. And I imagine that you could interchange the inside components here, like the bezel or the plastic, sorry, not the bezel, but the plastic that's covering the LCD. I bet you anything that you could probably change those out. So with this Casio, we have a light. You can see that it's a nice bright orange. You've got an analog clock here that matches the digital clock here, and you can tell what time zone you're in. You've got different modes for different time zones. You've got an alarm, stopwatch, and that's about it. Now this one, we click our mode button, we go to stopwatch, alarm, and you can set the date. So I think there's actually one more stopwatch on here than there is on here. But that's not the real cool part of this. The real cool part to me is we have our light button here, which is just that color, just that yellowish orange. Now if we hit light here, I've got a blue, and just there, that blue to me is a lot brighter. But you can change it to green, to red, and back to blue again. And purple. There are, oh, and even there, that white one kind of really pops. Let's see if we can check that out. Then if you really want a strobe effect on your watch, you can have it do that. So that, it's not a way cooler feature, but it is a cooler feature than, or a cooler light fixture than I have on my standard Casio. This only claims to have 30 meters of water resistance versus the 100 on the Casio. But as you can see, they're almost identical in shape and size on the outside, with just minor tweaks to the settings. There you have it. There are 3 watches that I picked up for $1.99 a piece on AliExpress. You've got a standard dress watch, you've got a fake chronograph, and you have an homage, we'll say, Casio AE 1200. Let me know what you think about these watches in the comments down below. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts on these. Now, as of this recording, AliExpress is about to have a really big major sale starting tomorrow, and I plan on building another watch, much like I did my Seiko watch. And if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to post a link to it right up here. Check that out. It was a really fun build, and I plan on doing something very similar to that, but more in a Panerai type homage situation. As always, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video as much as I have making it. My name is Bryant. This is the Last Stop Watch channel. Have a great day.